Miss Liz O here today, and I have Miss Liz Y with me.
Hi everyone.
And we've got another installment in our series, and the adventure continues. So I'm going to be reading a choose your own ending story. This one's actually called Choose Your Own Nightmare. And if you're wondering what that is, if you haven't seen any of our other videos, choose your own ending books are when you follow along with the story, and then there's certain pages that say, oh, make a choice. A, do you want to do this? And B, do you want to do that? So Miss Liz Y is going to help with those choices today. And the reason that they have all those choices in there is because then there's multiple endings to every story. So you can read this book over again multiple times and get a different ending with each time. Here we go. Choose Your Own Nightmare, the Halloween Party. What a night! Rain, thunder, and lightning. But you're going to a great Halloween party without even leaving your building. You're on your way to a big party in Meg Robinson's apartment on the 12th floor. Meg just moved into your building. You don't know her very well and were surprised that she asked you to come. She probably just wants to make new friends, you think. Another thing that's great about Halloween this year is your costume. You're dressed as a panther. You admire yourself in the floor-to-ceiling mirror as you wait for the elevator. Boom! A loud crack of thunder startles you as the elevator door slams open. Oh, that weird Mr. Grimalden from the 13th floor is standing inside. Hurry up, I'm late, he snaps. You get in and stand as far away from him as you can. He reminds you of a wicked Santa Claus, short and fat with a bushy beard, narrow green eyes, and rosy cheeks. Tonight, Mr. Grimalden is creepier than usual. He's dripping wet from the rain. It's almost as if he's melting. What an interesting design, he hisses. It takes you a second to realize that he means the pattern you've drawn on your face with your red grease pencil. It's supposed to protect against evil spirits, Mr. Grimalden. I saw it on a TV documentary, you say. You can't wear something like that on Halloween, he cries, his eyes glaring. Just then, the elevator door opens. What perfect timing. You rush out as Mr. Grimalden sputters something evil. Why is he so upset anyway? You ring Meg's bell and her door creaks open. It's very dark inside. When you walk in, the door slams shut. You jump, even though you know someone's done it to scare you. You look around, but you don't see anyone. You've heard that Meg's dad does special effects for movies. The slamming the door thing must be one of his ideas for the party. A row of plastic jack-o'-lanterns on the floor leads you into the darkened living room. More pumpkins, big and little, real and plastic, provide the only light. They're everywhere. So are lots of kids in costumes. To your left is a cowboy, and in front of you stand a couple of kids dressed like crayons. Off to the side, you see the shadowy figure of a woman. That must be Meg's mom, you think. Music is playing, but almost nobody is dancing. In a dark corner, kids are bobbing for apples. Spooky, huh? Says a hairy werewolf with dangling gold earrings. It's your friend Lori. Boy, am I glad to see you, she says. I was starting to think you weren't coming. She steps back to get a good look at you. Cool costume, she says. It took me a while to get my face done right, you say. Lori leads you over to the food table. Pizza, potato chips, cheese puffs, a cake, and a big bowl of candy greet your hungry stare. At both ends of the table are plastic tubs shaped like pumpkins, full of crushed ice and cans of soda. What a great spread. Shining at you from smack in the middle of the table is the biggest jack-o'-lantern you've ever seen. As you reach for a cheese puff, the pumpkin's candles flare up, making it seem like it's glaring right at you. Maybe they're overdoing it with this pumpkin stuff, you think nervously. Well, well, it's the witch's cat, says Meg from behind you. She must be talking about your panther costume. You whirl around. Meg is dressed as Little Bo Peep. She's wearing a flouncy, old-fashioned dress. In one hand, she holds a shepherd's staff. Hi, Meg, you say. What a dumb costume, you think. Meg's got something special planned, says the cowboy who is standing beside her. It's your friend Peter. It's about time you got here, Meg says. I thought I'd have to start the spell without you. A spell? What spell, you ask? She puts down the staff and pulls a small black notebook out of her skirt pocket. Mr. Grimalden dropped this near the front door last week. It's got magic spells in it. That's stealing. And anyway, you're making this all up, you say. It's borrowing, and I don't make things up, she exclaims. Stop arguing and try it out, says Peter. He always likes to make peace and get things done. This way, says Meg. You, Lori, and Peter follow her down a dark hallway into the dining room. No one else joins you. There's another big jack-o'-lantern with a nasty expression sitting on the dining room table. You feel uneasy. Do they have to put them in every room? When you are all in the room, Meg draws a big chalk circle with 6 pie-shaped sections on the floor, each with a symbol on it. Ooh. Now it tells me to go to page 10. There's no choices here. So let's see what happens. My mom would kill me if I wrote on our wood floors with chalk, you whisper to Lori. She nods nervously. I'm going to do a spell for Halloween presents, Meg says. We'll have the best Halloween ever. She puts a lighted candle in the middle of the circle. Then she takes some pebbles from her pocket and tells you all to hold hands around the circle. As you do, you see Meg's mom's shadow on the wall. You're glad she's keeping tabs on this. What Meg is doing might not be safe. Meg chants a lot of gibberish and throws the pebbles into the circle. Nothing happens. You know she's faking. What went wrong? Asks Lori. Nothing, says Meg in an annoyed tone. Suddenly, the shadow on the wall slides down onto the floor and into the circle. It's not Meg's mom after all. But what is it? It's whirling around and creating a big dark cloud. Wow! Another of Meg's dad's special effects. What a cool trick. Now it's telling me to go to page 38. You're trying to figure out how Meg's dad did it when a woman in a long black dress emerges from the cloud. You can't see her face, but you can sure hear her furious voice. Wretched humans, meddling where you don't belong on Halloween. Your sentence is death. This trick is getting too scary, you think, but somehow you can't move. Neither can the others. You are condemned to die by Halloween! Ha ha ha! She starts to laugh. Wait a minute, what do you mean? Cries Peter. Simple, you simpleton. You are all to be punished with Halloween, she snarls. Peter frowns. You mean trick or treat? The witch smacks her lip and cackles nastily. That's right, Sonny. My witch tricks. I'll play them all on you. That will be my treat. She waves a hand with her long, jagged red fingernails at all of you. If you keep alive until midnight, you will be free. But you won't be able to. She laughs again. Ha ha ha! Nobody ever is. Let's go look for him. Oops, I forgot. Turn to page 67. I'm sure you're going to get to make a choice with this one. Boom! The witch disappears in another cloud of smoke. Soon smoke starts to fill the room. You wonder where it's coming from as you cough. Your eyes are tearing. You don't like Mr. Robinson's special effects. This isn't fun anymore. I think the pumpkin exploded, cries Lori. Follow me out, yells Peter, taking charge as usual. He leads you all back into the living room. Peter flicks on the overhead light and tells the surprise partygoers there's some trouble. Nothing serious, but it caused a lot of smoke. It's almost 10:30 anyway when the party is supposed to end. Most of the kids decide to leave and begin to file out. Peter shuts the dining room door to make sure the smoke doesn't spread. Do you think that was a real witch? Lori asks nervously. Of course not. It was a trick. The wires got crossed or overloaded or something, says Peter. Where's Mrs. Robinson? Asks Lori. And where's Meg, you ask, looking around. Meg rushes in. She's crying. I can't find my mom, and there's smoke in the hall, and the phone's not working, so I can't dial 911 for help. You look around. Everyone else has left. We've got to find Meg's mother, says Peter. She might be hurt. We've got to go get help, says Lori. You know you have to do both of these things. The only question is, who does what? So here's the time where we make our decision. So Miss Liz, are you ready?
I'm ready.
If you go with Peter and Meg to find Meg's mother, we're going to turn to page 19. Or if you go with Lori to find help, we're going to turn to page 7. So what do you want to do?
So I'm feeling pretty spooked out right now. The minute you mentioned spells, I'm like, this is not going to go well. So I feel like we probably need some outside help. So let's go with Lori.
Okay, so we're going to go to page 7. Lori and I will go get help, you tell Peter. You and Meg look for Mrs. Robinson. Good thinking, says Peter, and he and Meg head for the dining room. You and Lori follow the row of pumpkins to the front door. You're in such a rush that you let the door slam and lock behind you before you realize the lights are out in the hallway. It's very dark. Oh, this is scary, whispers Lori. Don't panic, you say. There's an explanation for everything. Despite your bravado, your heart is beating faster. Okay, how do you explain this? Asks Lori, waving her arms around. This is an old building with old wiring, you say. Those Halloween tricks just ended up using too much power, like Peter said. You're sure the witch wasn't real? Lori whispers. Of course not. Mr. Robinson does special effects for movies and TV. Something must have gone wrong. But you know something about witches, and she sure looked real. You think uneasily. All right, we're going to go to 40. Meg made a real mess of things. She did, you agree. Then you and Lori smell smoke. It's seeping into the hallway from under the apartment door. You'd better get help fast. Do you think it's safe to take the elevator? Asks Lori. You don't know. At your school, fire drills always tell you you should never take an elevator if there is a fire. No, there's no fire anywhere near the elevator. Let's try, you say. You feel your way along the wall in the dark until you touch the elevator call button. You press it hard. Will the elevator come, or is it out of whack too? Maybe you should take the stairs. You can see a light in the stairwell, and the wiring must still be okay there. And you only have to make it to the next floor and then knock on someone's door. So here's where we make another choice. If you take the elevator, we're going to turn to page 82, or if you decide to go down the stairs, we're going to turn to page 13.
I'm going to go with elevator just because it's going to be a little quicker. And if there's no fire, then it should be fine.
Right. All right, let's find out what happens. Suddenly, the elevator arrives, clanging open in the pitch black darkness like a room full of light. You dash inside. Lori punches the close button, and you hit the one for the floor below. Taking the elevator was obviously the best thing to do, as you can get help a lot faster. And in the brightly lit car, things don't seem so scary anymore. Mrs. Robinson was a pretty good witch, you say, and those were pretty good special effects, agrees Lori. It was a great party until Meg did that spell, you add. I kept thinking those pumpkins were all staring at me, Lori says. You laugh. You've been thinking the same thing. Did we pass your floor? Asks Lori. You both glance at the floor indicator. It's blank. It must be out of order, you say. You don't know where you are or what the floors are passing. You glance at each other nervously. Oh no, here's where I'm going to stop this story. So you're going to have to come in and check out this book and find out where this elevator is taking them, and if they ever get off, and if they do, what floor it's on.